Hey everybody, hope everybody's having a good day. I'll read to you from 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. It says, "However, as it is written, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him." I always read that verse whenever I'm having a rough day, a rough week. You guys know how it is. You can have some rough moments in your life, it's not always hunky-dory. And I love reading Revelation chapter 21, verses 3 through 4. And it says, "And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Now the dwelling of God is with men, and He will live with them. They will be His people, and God Himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Won't that be a glorious day? When there will be no more heartache, no more pain. It'll just be celebrating happiness. No more tears. And that'll be wonderful. I found out this week what it feels like to get hit by one of those fiery arrows of Satan. What it feels like to be sifted by Satan. I've told you guys, I've explained in a few of the uploads that I've done about my ex-wife and how I practically worshipped her from the time I met her. I couldn't do enough for her. She's the first woman that I've ever truly been in love with, and I thought I'd found that peace that was filling that void that I'd had. We lived in about 3 different houses, and 2 of those houses, one of them I built her a white picket fence with a white arbor. Another house I built her a black picket fence with a black arbor. I think I remodeled every bathroom and kitchen and bedroom that we had. I was just constantly doing for her. What can I say? I was head over heels in love with her, and she and I would sit and we'd sit out on our porch and we would talk about how we would retire in Mexico, and we would sit out on the beach in a swing together, and we would just watch the wind and the waves, and we would grow old together and die together. And that's all I ever wanted, And then I had the stroke. And my little world that I had created for myself got turned upside down, and you find out real quick how strong a relationship you have. I'm not downgrading my ex-wife, believe me, I'm not. I put her through a lot, I scared her a lot, with the suicide attempts and things after the stroke. It pushed our marriage to the limits. But when you love somebody as much as you do, you never think that. You think, well, that person's got to love me just as much as I love them. And so you never think that person would give up on you, And man, it hurts, when you get told to leave and not come back, especially when you're in the condition I was in. I was jacked up physically and emotionally, and I know that if things hadn't happened the way they did, in the exact order that they did, that I wouldn't have heard God's call. It's all part of His plan, and I'm not saying God is evil. It's just God wanted to show me that you can love somebody, but you can't worship them. He comes first, and so things happen. I had to be broken, before I could hear His call and answer Him. And then I met God. I met my true love and found my passion, and that I serve Him now. I do remodeling with Him. Things I do is for Him. It's not for my glory, it's for His glory and to sing His praises. But in the back of my head, I always thought, well, now she's going to see I'm better. She's going to see I'm healed. And we're going to team back up, and we're going to take the world by storm. I'm going to teach her everything that God taught me, and we're going to do mission work together, and we're still going to get to retire in Mexico and sit on the beach and watch the wind and the waves. I always kept that, thinking she's going to see it, and she started calling me. She'd been watching my uploads, and she was like, "You're doing so much better. She said, at first I thought you were full of it, but you're doing so much better." She said, I'm angry that you didn't do this before. And I try to tell her, it wasn't me, it's God. He did it. And I would try to explain to her that night of God's supernatural power, and she would just, I don't know if she can understand it, if she can't conceive it, or if she tries to put too much human thought into it. But she just she kind of had that look or that sound of, uh-oh, Billy's lost it. He's had a nervous breakdown. He's went off the deep end. He's been broken, and he'll never come back. But she kept calling, and she would see that what God has done for me, and she started understanding and started seeing it, that God is supernatural. And so I was thinking, there's hope, because I never stopped loving her. You never do your first love. And then Sunday, I get a call from her, and we're talking, having a good time. She's telling me about things going on in her family and this, that, and the other. And then out of the blue, she just says, "I've met somebody new." Boom. Man. That arrow got through. I took that armor down. I showed my weakness. And man, I got flipped upside down and twisted and turned around, and I found out what being sifted by Satan is. And I would have never thought, well, I should have, but I would have never thought that Satan would use someone you love to get to you like that. But man, he did. And man, I've been struggling the past few days after that, past couple of days. I thought, this is it's going to be tough to get over, And so I got to read 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9 again. "However it is written, No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. Revelations 21, verse 4. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be okay. It hurts. But I'm going to use this experience and this hurt to show you that no matter what's going on in your life, if you've lost a family member due to death, if you've lost a husband or a wife through divorce, and or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you just thought that life couldn't go on, it will. I don't think a broken heart ever gets healed, but God will put a Band-Aid on it. And He'll get you through it. And God will comfort you. He can do it in spirit and in Scripture. So just stay strong out there, everybody. Satan's busy, and he's trying to get our minds and our attention off of singing God's praises and to get us to singing the old woe is me song. Keep your chins up and stay strong, and keep that armor snug. Go to bed with that armor on. Trust me, don't let your guard down, because Satan will get in there. I love you guys. God bless you all.